Okay, again, welcome back. We move to the next topic in the series of exception handling. Now we'll see how to handle exception through exception class. As I told you earlier, the exception class is actually base for the all classes which are predefined in Java for handling exceptions. Remember, you can use exception class to handle any type of exception. If I come back here, you know that in these two exception types, an exception of type index out of bounds will be thrown if you do not provide command line argument. And here, if you by chance skip from here by providing command line argument, you will reach here and it will throw an arithmetic exception, right? In order to deal with this situation, we provided two catch blocks, one catch block for array index out of bounds and another catch block for arithmetic exception, right? Now remember, we can provide, let me just skip it from here. Oh, no, can't do this. Notepad, okay, right? I'm keeping it for a while. Okay, so now rather providing two catch block, what I'm going to do, I'm going to provide exception, right? It means that now I'm going to handle exception using the base class, right? System.out.println, and I also print p. This actually shows that the exception has been thrown. Now remember, if an array index out of bounds exception is thrown, this catch can handle it because it is having the base class exception and it can handle all type of exception. And if an arithmetic exception is thrown because of divide by zero, again, this catch block will match it. Because if you remember, I told you in the previous class, in the previous video lecture, that a catch block will only execute if it is matching with the try block. If there is a arithmetic exception in try block and you provide a catch block for array index out of bounds, obviously that catch block will not execute. But this catch block, which is the catch block for the base class for all exception classes, it will match to all type of exception, right? Now here, if an array index out of bounds exception is thrown, it can catch it. And if an arithmetic exception is thrown, it can still catch it. So you know that in both cases, program will not be terminated. We will ultimately reach here, right? So this catch block is a block that will match all type of exception. Let's check it. Java C try catch demo.java, right? Java try catch demo. If I run with no command line argument, you know that array index out of bounds exception will be thrown. You can see here an array index out of bounds exception is thrown, index 0 out of the bounds for length 0. So you can see the value for name equal to null and for last name equal to null because we have not assigned any value. But the catch block has been executed. So you can see here, if inside this catch block, I say name equal to default name. For example, the default name I provide here Mansoor, right? And default last name I provide here Neyman, for example, right? Okay, so you will see that it will get the default value. It will get the default value. So name is equal to Mansoor, last name is equal to Neyman. So this actually shows there was an exception here. It was caught by this block and it assigned, it displayed the information about the exception, and then it actually assigned values name equal to Mansoor, last name is equal to Neyman, and then we came here, so we displayed this default name. Right. Now, if say for example, I'm going to now execute it with share the output, now it's dangerous. You know that array index out of bounds exception will not be thrown because we really have provided arg0 and arg1. It will come here, it will throw an arithmetic exception. We come here, we display the information about exception, and then we know we are going to update the default values. You can see here, now it says the exception which is thrown is arithmetic. Previously it was array index out of bounds because we did not provide a command line argument. But when we provided command line argument, you know that this statement is causing exception, right? Because of this, you know, catch block has been executed and catch block is now, you know, updating the value, right? Okay, so the advantage of catching exception by using the exception class is obviously you just need one catch block, but the disadvantage you have already seen. Now we cannot act differently, right? Here we said if it is arithmetic exception, then we should not update name and last name, because if we update name and last name, then user provided us name, but those are overwritten. We say that this action should only be performed if we have array index out of bounds exception. But now because we have got only one exception block, so obviously we are bound to take this action inside this one action block, one catch block, right? So when this exception appears, we are actually wrongly updating name and last name, though we have been provided name and last name at the command line. On the other end, if we just remove these from here, we saw null value because by default the values are null. So you can see it's okay to have one exception block for all type of exception in try, but the disadvantage is obviously you cannot take you know, different actions for different exceptions as we have seen in this example, right? Okay, now this is one understanding that exception class can handle exception of any type, be it arithmetic, array index, string index, you know, all type of exception that we can handle, this exception class handle. And then there is another understanding. The understanding is if you are providing, you can see here, now I come here, I'm going to write now two catch block, right? Now see, this situation is quite interesting. Okay, now exception catch block, the catch block with the exception class can be provided when we have got multiple catch blocks. So you can see I've got one catch block for array index and one catch block for all other type of exception, right? So what we are saying if this is an array index out of bounds exception, then this should be executed. For all other type of exception, this block should be executed. So you will see that now system.out.println I am in base class, right? I am base class exception handler, so that we know that which block has been executed. Now you'll see here inside catch of array index out of bound exception, right? So you will see that when array index out of bounds exception will be thrown, this catch block will execute, right? And when an array index out of bounds exception is not thrown, then this catch block will execute, which is actually you know, a kind of jack of all. It will be able to handle any type of exception. In this case, we are handling only arithmetic exception, right? Let's take it. So CLS Java C, yes, right? Okay, now I'm not providing any argument. You can see here Java.array index out of bounds exception, index 0 out of bounds for length 0, try catch demo, name equal, oh, try catch, what's happening? Maybe I'm not saved it. Okay, let me save it. Sorry, Java C, Java. Now you can see here inside catch of array index out of bounds exception, name is equal to default name, last name is equal to default, right? Okay, now if we provide command line argument, shift output, so you can see here now arithmetic exception has been thrown, I am base class exception handler, you know, this share is still there and the output are still there. We are not overwriting it. So you can see in this case, if there is an array index out of bounds exception, your catch block 1 will execute. And for all other type of exception, be it a string index or there are, you know, 100 of other exception types, then this the handler for exception will be executed. Right. So we got an idea that this handler, this catch block with the base class exception can be provided when we have got multiple catch blocks. And remember, uh, for array index out of bounds, because this handler is more appropriate than this one. This is more specific. That is the reason why this will be executed. But for all other exceptions for which catch block is not provided, you know, this block will be executed. Right, this is the first point. Second point is, remember when you are providing this catch block where you are handling exception with the base class exception, it must be last catch block. See the problem. Now, if it is not the last catch block, you can see here. Now you can see here. Come on. Now you can see here. I have a catch block for exception and a catch block for array index out of bounds exception. This is same code. I mean, previously we saw there was no error. We just changed the sequence of catch block. Now the catch block for the base class exception is coming before array index out of bounds exception. You know, this is an error. Now this is error for one simple logical reason. Remember, this exception class is capable of handling all type of exceptions, including array index out of bounds exception. It means that for Java compiler, this will become unreachable code. This will become unreachable code because this catch block can handle all type of exception, including array index out of bounds exception. So that is the reason why Java will say that I don't need this because this can handle it, right? So in this case, this array index out of bounds exception catch block will be out of reach. So that is the reason why it will be at error. So you can see here Java C, Java C. Okay, you can see here. Come on, save it. Okay, so Java C. We can see error exception, array index out of bounds has already been caught. So this says that why you are providing array index out of bounds exception when this is already handling it, right? So a simple understanding is if you provide this generic catch, then a specific catch is not required. But you say, no, I want to take a different action when this type of exception is thrown, then you need to provide this generic catch as a last catch block. Otherwise, it will be an error. Right. So you can see here, now it is compilable. You can see it has been compiled. Right. So to summarize it, to handle exception by using this exception class is actually kind of providing jack of all. In उर्दू हम कहते हैं 6 नंबर का पाना, जो हर नट पे लग जाता है ना, आप उसको थोड़ा बहुत अगर मॉडिफाई करेंगे तो किसी भी नट के ऊपर वो 6 नंबर का पाना लग जाता है ना. तो दिस एक्सेप्शन क्लास इज काइंड ऑफ दैट 6 नंबर का पाना. इट कैन ओपन एनी नट, राइट. बट इफ यू वांट स्पेसिफिक पाना जो कि किसी हर एक नट के लिए प्रोवाइडेड है, तो आपको फिर उस पर्टिकुलर क्लास का कैच ब्लॉक लेना चाहिए. Okay, so I stopped this lecture here, handling exception through exception class. When I come back, I'll be discussing nested try statement. Right. Before I say goodbye to you in this video, I request all of you to please read book, because if you only listen my lecture, you will be grabbing around 60 to 70% of concept. 30 to 40% are still remaining. You can further strengthen them if you read book. So please read each and every word of the book, read each and every character of the book. Right. Thank you very much.